Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the first and only edition of
Now You Know!
Hosted by Joey Dawson.
You know, it has come to my attention that today some people just don't understand what the rules are for copywriting work as well as the rules for copyright infringement. So today we will separate fact from fiction so some people may learn how to do things like not get sued. This edition will not go into great detail but give heavy overview of common copyright knowledge to better help some people do what? That's right, not get sued. Copyright is acquired when an original work is fixed in a tangible medium. The person that creates the copyright is the author. So when you make a copyright, how long does it last? Well, if the author of the work is an individual, it will last for the life of the author plus 7 years. But if the author of the work is a corporation, it will last 120 years from the date of creation if it is unpublished, or 95 years from the date of its publication. So what is creation and publication? When a work is created, it is fixed in a tangible medium for the first time, i.e. a book, a CD, a canvas, etc. When a work is published, this means it is then distributed to the public for sale, license, rental, lease, or lending. When a work expires, it is then dropped into the public domain. So what is public domain, you ask? Public domain is like the Salvation Army of intellectual property. And if you don't know what intellectual property is, just look at the name. Yes, it's stuff that you create with your brain. Now, what rights do you get when you copyright work? Well, you have the right to reproduce, perform, display, derive, and distribute your work. These are called your exclusive rights. So what isn't protected under copyright? There are a few limitations on copyright, but some of them are pretty common sense. You can't copyright ideas, names, titles, facts, functional objects, works that should be patented or trademarked, and of course, works that are already in the public domain. Now, what if you want to lease or license a copy of your work to someone? There are a few rights that they will then possess once the proper contracts are signed. This is called the first sale limitations. They basically have the power to rent, resell, or destroy that copy without the owner's permission. But you do not get the owner's exclusive rights. You cannot reproduce, perform, display, derive, or distribute their work. But there are ways you can use a work without the author's permission. This is called fair use. Examples of fair use would be for commentary, criticism, illustration, news reporting, teaching, research, scholarships, parody, or if it's used for government or judicial purposes. So what happens if you create a work with another author and copywriting comes into question? Man, y'all ask a lot of questions, but this is the last thing I'm explaining and I mean it. Okay, if you create a work with another author, you need to make sure that there is a compilation agreement beforehand. This means that you can agree on terms of use and percentages each author will put into the work. If you want to retain all the rights yourself, you need to make sure you draft up a work for hire agreement. This means you are only hiring another person to do a specific job on a piece of work, and when they are done, they are paid and they go on their way without any rights retained. Well, okay, I think that's good enough information for y'all for now. All of this information, of course, can go into greater detail. So if any of this interests you, I encourage for you to do your own research as to help you do what again, folks? Yes, that's right, not get sued. Okay, that's today's show, and if you didn't know,
Now You Know!